12 major wars the USA has fought, and why they still matter today. From the battlefields of Europe to the deserts of the Middle East, the United States has been at the center of some of the most significant conflicts in modern history. But do you really know who America has fought and why? Since gaining independence in 1776, the United States has engaged in numerous military conflicts, each driven by political interests, security concerns, or global responsibility. Below is a powerful breakdown of 12 of the most significant wars America has fought, why they happened, and the consequences that followed. 1. American Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783. This war was America's fight for independence from British rule. 13 colonies united to resist oppressive British taxes and lack of representation. With the support of France and Spain, the U.S. emerged victorious. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 officially ended the war and marked the birth of the United States as a sovereign nation. 2. War of 1812 to 1815. This war was again against Great Britain. It arose over British naval interference, including forcing American sailors into the British Navy. Although there was no clear victor, it boosted American nationalism and secured the country's independence once again. 3. Mexican-American War, 1846 to 1848. After Texas was annexed by the U.S., a border dispute led to war with Mexico. The U.S. won and gained massive territories through the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, including California, Arizona, and New Mexico, shaping the modern American Southwest. 4. Spanish-American War, 1898. Sparked by the explosion of the USS Maine in Havana, this brief war ended Spanish colonial rule in the Americas. The U.S. gained control of Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines, marking its arrival as a global power. 5. World War I, 1917 to 1918. The U.S. joined the Allies late in the war to fight Germany and the Central Powers. Its entry helped shift the momentum and ultimately led to the war's end. The Treaty of Versailles reshaped Europe and America's role on the global stage. 6. World War II, 1941 to 1945. Triggered by Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor, the U.S. fought the Axis powers across two major fronts, with decisive victories in Europe and the Pacific, and the use of atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The war ended with the U.S. as a superpower. 7. Korean War, 1950 to 1953. This Cold War conflict pitted communist North Korea, backed by China and the Soviet Union, against South Korea, backed by the U.S. and the UN. It ended in a military stalemate, but preserved South Korea's independence. 8. Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975. The U.S. intervened in Vietnam to stop the spread of communism. It became one of the most controversial wars in American history, leading to deep domestic divisions. After U.S. withdrawal, North Vietnam overtook the South. 9. Gulf War, 1990 to 1991. When Iraq invaded Kuwait, the U.S. led a coalition to push Saddam Hussein's forces out. Operation Desert Storm was fast and effective, restoring Kuwait's sovereignty but leaving Saddam in power. 10. War in Afghanistan, 2001 to 2021. After the 9/11 attacks, the U.S. invaded Afghanistan to dismantle al-Qaeda and remove the Taliban. Though successful early on, the war dragged on for 2 decades. The U.S. withdrew in 2021, and the Taliban returned to power. 11. Iraq War 2003. 2011. The U.S. invaded Iraq over suspicions of weapons of mass destruction. Saddam Hussein's regime was toppled, but the country fell into chaos and insurgency. No WMDs were found, and the war remains heavily debated. 12. Other military operations beyond full-scale wars. The U.S. has conducted airstrikes and special missions in places like Libya, Syria, Pakistan, and Yemen. These were part of anti-terror efforts or humanitarian interventions. These wars show how U.S. military power shaped history, borders, and global stability.